Hello, this is Minir Pasiwa, and I'm going to invite my cousin Gagan Darjee
Oh my god.
to be in front of camera to do some
Try to be
interviews
different.
with me. I'm going to ask him some questions about his life, school, and the current situation, pandemic, COVID-19. So here he goes. Can you tell me about yourself?
My name is Gagan Darjee. Was originally born in Nepal, but I ended up coming to America when I was 8, about to turn 9, because we came in on June 25th and my birthday's on the 31st, so I would be turning 9 that year, and I have been here for half of my life, basically.
So what are your strengths?
My biggest strength, I feel like, for me, I am a really social person, so I can get along with people very easily, and I can. As far as when it comes to actually being able to talk about anything, I feel like I can. I can just talk. I can just talk. Like, I love to talk. I don't know why. I can just ramble on about some random stuff, but just because just sharing an opinion, I love doing that.
How's your school life going right now?
Right now, I absolutely hate it. I'm not gonna lie, because of the recent coronavirus outbreak, that all the schools are getting shut down, so there's literally nothing that I can really do. And this online schooling, yes, it is a good alternative. It is the only alternative that we can do. But I myself am a person who does not really succeed when it comes to just sitting in one room and just focusing on just doing that. I can't just focus simply on the task at hand, especially now that I'm not in a classroom environment, so there's no need for me to actually do it, other than the fact that I need to graduate. Like, yes, I need to do it, but I myself, I love to procrastinate, so I basically just put it off, and then it ends up just being too much, but then I eventually get it done. But it's just that I would much rather be in a classroom environment where I am having that one-on-one conversation with the teacher. I am getting the help that I need if I need it, and it also helps that when you're in a classroom setting, like, you got work to do in front of you, and that is your job. Like, there's no one stopping you from going on your phone. I mean, there is people stopping you from going on your phone and stuff like that. But now that we're all at home, I got my phone right next to me while I'm doing homework. So basically, if I'll be in the middle of doing homework or something, and if I get a text, I'll literally just go to my phone and just play on it. Like, I'll literally just ignore the homework for a while, just because, well, who's gonna stop me? There's no one that can do anything about it. So I feel like that aspect of it has been the worst because of the COVID. But other than that, the schooling is basically the same. Actually, other than that, schooling has just sucked. But I also like to say, with this new online schooling, it has made it a lot harder for everybody, not just me. And we're all trying, we really are, but it's just really hard to just stay focused on the task at hand when you can when you can do something more fun, like just go on your phone, and there's no one really stopping you to do it either.
So what you do, like, you know, basic routines before COVID-19 and like after COVID-19?
So before the whole coronavirus started, I'd be going to school. I'd wake up at around 6:15 in the morning, brush my teeth, get on the bus. My bus usually got there around 6:40, and then I'd be at school until 2:03, and then after that I would go home and get ready for work, and then I'd go to work, come back home, eat, and then sleep. That used to be my normal schedule-ish. Depending on if I had work or not, I would either go to the gym, hang out with some friends, play some basketball, whatever is just up on the boat. Like, me and my friends, I don't know, we're we're all just really spontaneous, so we'll just think of some random thing to do and we'll just go and do it just because we can. Because since we're all still young, we don't really have many responsibilities to worry about. So we just like to go and have fun. But now, because of the coronavirus, I can't do any of that. And one of the biggest setbacks has to be the fact that my sleep schedule is just so messed up. It's so messed up. I will literally just pass out at like 6 o'clock at night, and then I'll wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'll just be on my phone until the next day, just because there's no routine, there's no reason for me to get up the next day, so I don't feel like, well, I should really go to sleep. I really gotta do that thing tomorrow. I don't have anything to do. So it doesn't matter what I do. I can literally just do whatever I want. Like, my sleep schedule's just so messed up because of that. And I will just wake up I'll wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning without meaning to. Just because I've been sleeping for so long, or something else. And that has been really messed up. With school, I am not at all motivated to do any of it. I hate doing the schoolwork, and all of it just feels like busy work. Because they're not really trying to, they can't really teach us much because of the fact that we're not in a classroom setting. So what they do, or at least my teachers have been doing, is just sending me work that we've already learned, and then we just try to just do it, basically. And I don't know if it's effective, I don't really feel like I'm learning anything, but it's to get those grades in, so that way we have something. How it's gonna affect us, or all of us, just because this has never happened before. We've never had to deal with a pandemic, or at least in our lifetime. And as far as hanging out with friends, going to the gym, can't do it nowhere at all. So, but it's okay though, because the most important thing, especially amongst the entire world is going crazy, is you and your family's safety. If there's something that you can do, like that's like staying home. Like I know, because I myself hate being stuck home. I hate doing nothing all the time but on my phone, because it just feels too repetitive for me. I like going out, I like doing stuff, I like doing whatever, I like doing things, but now I can't. But the thing is, what's important is the fact that my family's safe. No one's got to worry about getting the coronavirus. So I'd say that, yes, it is important to be with your friends and all that, but your family, they're always gonna be there for you. It's not just blood. Like, that's your family. Like, you gotta look after them, no matter what.
I know you're gonna graduate this year, and the graduation might be like between like May or June, right? So, what did you plan after your graduation?
Well, I don't really know how we're gonna graduate, because like usually we'd be walking across the stage, we'd get our pictures taken, but we might just have to be at home, clicking a button or something that says walk across stage, and then we'll get our diploma in the mail or something like that.
Might be you guys get diploma through the email, something.
What am I just gonna have to print it off and put it on the wall or something? But it is what it is. And
so what is your plan after you graduate from high school?
So after graduation, I am gonna be attending Hudson Valley Community College, which is a college in Troy, New York. And what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to be going to study electrical maintenance and construction, because as for me, I'm the type of person that doesn't really succeed in the classroom environment as others do. I like I like doing hands-on stuff. I like learning things that I'm actually gonna be using. I hate hate learning just useless information that I just memorize just because for the sake of memorizing. I hate that stuff. But what electrical maintenance and construction allows me to do is basically just focus on the thing that I'm gonna be, because it is it's a trade. So what it's gonna allow me to do is focus on one thing, and after 2 years, I'm gonna be able to work at that job, and everything that I'm learning is gonna be actually used because they're gonna be teaching us stuff that are actually gonna be used in your everyday routine.
Regular basis.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm honestly really excited about that just because I'm learning all this stuff for 12 years. I'm never gonna.
So what is your plan? Like, did you have any plan, or did you prepare how you're gonna stay in your college? What is your, like, ideas?
Mhm.
What are you gonna do in a college there?
So
How are you gonna stay there?
I am actually getting my own little apartment with my friend Michael D'Angelo, and we're gonna be going to the same school, and we're actually learning the same. We're actually doing the same exact course and everything. So after I found that I found that out, I was like, dude, we should get an apartment together because we honestly, I want to. I basically, because getting the apartment, I feel like it's gonna teach me a lot of skills that I'm gonna be using in my actual life later on, like learning how to budget your money, paying bills and all that, going through basically living on my own while I'm still going to college. It's gonna basically, it's gonna be crucial for me to learn that because if I can't do that while I'm in college, then how am I gonna do that when I graduate college? If I can't live on my own, if I can't support myself, then how am I gonna know how am I gonna know how to do that if I don't learn it now? So I feel like living on my own is probably gonna be the best option for that.
Right now, like because of pandemic COVID-19, the colleges and the schools they were closed right now.
Yeah.
So do you think like when you graduate and when you going to do a college like admission, doing a college, so do you think like college will be open and the study will go like smoothly?
I honestly don't think.
How you gonna do, like you gonna go with like online courses, or it's been like
I honestly, if I don't know if you can really teach electrical maintenance and construction online. You probably can. There's
I don't know,
certain-
might be
or
like
certain
they might
aspects of
manage
it.
something,
Yeah.
so
Because the whole trade itself is a lot of hands-on work, and that's how you're gonna actually learn is actually by doing it. And you can't really do that if you can't go to college, if you can't go to the lab, if you can't go to the actual stage. So I honestly don't think that anything is gonna be normal, or at least our terms of normal, until we get the vaccine. Because without the vaccine, we're still gonna have all these people with the coronavirus, where they're still gonna be affected, and it still can pass. It's still gonna be spread, but with the vaccine,
so if we don't get like vaccines,
if we don't get a vaccine, going out is literally a health hazard.
Yeah.
Going out, you could die, which is
Because right now-
ridiculous to think about. Like before, most of our concerns were just, hey, am I gonna finish that homework or not? But now it's just like there's just so much to worry about just because there's so little that we know about it. But there's also, we know the risks of it. We know that we're I think it was about a 2% death rate. I'm not really sure, but 2%. That does not sound like a lot. That's ridiculous. Like, that is actually ridiculous. Because with the flu, I think it was about 0.001% of people die from the flu that get it every year. But there's a vaccine for it. With the COVID, 2% of people are dying.
Everybody knows that the COVID-19, this is like pandemic situation right now.
Mhm.
So does this situation, like pandemic situation, affect your life in your like daily routine, daily basis?
Oh, it has changed everything. Like, it is ridiculous how much effect it's had. I'd say that, like, me, I'm in a little bit of a weird circumstance where I'm not actually living with my parents. I'm living with a host family that's kind of taken me in for the year. So, because of that, at my work, and I work at a Stewart's, it is a gas station chain in New York. I'm not really sure if it's anywhere else, but in the because of the fact that I work in a gas station, I come in contact with about probably over 200 people every time that I work, which is a lot of people compared to doing anything else. And because of the fact that I'm constantly in contact with people, it's very dangerous for me to be basically. It's very dangerous just because of the fact that if one of them get it and I get it, I could give it to anybody else that comes into the store, and especially because there are some cases of COVID where you will have the COVID without knowing all the symptoms, without actually experiencing the symptoms. So you might not even know that you have the COVID, but you're literally spreading it to everybody. And because of that, I decided to actually come up here and stay with my family up in New Hampshire, because I just didn't want to risk getting that many people sick just because of the fact that I could possibly be sick.
You told me before, like when we have like short conversation, like before,
Mhm.
with our family, you told me like you're gonna be going to doctor college, like launching a doctorate school. So now you're changing your mind and you're going to like electrician. Like what is your like dream job?
Well, when I was a little kid, I wanted to be an astronaut because I wanted to walk on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Like that used to be my biggest dream. But then as the years went on, I found out, oh yeah, no one's going to the moon anymore because we've already been there, done that. And then I was like, well, this is not really something that I can do. So I think it was in 8th grade, we took a quiz about what kind of job you'd be successful in. It was like a little survey that took like what you're interested in, what you think you're good at, and all that, and then it gave a bunch of jobs that you could potentially do that are like what you described.
So you have done in your schools?
Yeah.
School
so,
life?
Yeah,
like,
I no, I did.
means like career path or something?
Yeah. I did that, and I was like, well, it seems like you might fit in. You might fit in like being. I think the thing that I got was an engineer, because I like working with my hands and stuff. But being an engineer requires a lot of college, a lot of math. I am not really that good at math. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I actually used to be really good, but then I just kind of stopped trying, and now it's just gone. But so with that, I then was like, oh, I don't know about engineering. So then I started thinking about possibly getting into the athletic field, because I myself played football, wrestling, did track. You used to play soccer back in the day, and like I love sports and I love being around it just because there's just so much to appreciate. And I was like, yeah, that might seem like something that I might want to do. And then I looked into it, and there was a few options. It was either becoming like an athletic trainer, like a strength and conditioning coach, or something like that of sort. So that way, I'm actually there with the players, and especially with the athletic trainer thing, because I myself have dealt with quite a few injuries. Like, I tore my ACL completely, meniscus, MCL gone. So And I kind of wanted to be there to just basically help the athletes out because I know what it's like to go through an injury. It sucks. It's the absolute worst. And I kind of wanted to help athletes basically get back in the game. But then I looked at the colleging at the amount of education that you need. I think you need at least like a master's degree because I was like, yeah, this might work. But then I was like, yeah, but then I'd have to get like a doctorate's degree for that. I'd have to get or a master's. I don't really know, but all I knew is that there's gonna be a lot of school involved with anything medical. So I was like, so then I started considering my options. I started looking at what I am good at, because I absolutely love working with my hands. I love doing things. I love making stuff and fixing things. I love doing that. And a friend of my host parents actually mentioned about trades. So I, as anybody, in our generation would.
That the COVID-19, this is like pandemic situation right now.
Mm-hmm.
So does this situation, like pandemic situation, affect your life in your like daily routine, daily basis?
Oh, it has changed everything. Like, it is ridiculous how much effect it's had. Because, me, I'm in a little bit of a weird circumstance where I'm not actually living with my parents. I'm living with a host family that's kind of taken me in for the year. So, because of that, at my work, and I work at a Stewart's. It is a gas station chain in New York. I'm not really sure if it's anywhere else, but because of the fact that I work in a gas station, I come in contact with about probably over 200 people every time that I work, which is a lot of people compared to doing anything else. And because of the fact that I'm constantly in contact with people, it's very dangerous for me to be basically. It's very dangerous just because of the fact that if one of them get it and I get it, I could give it to anybody else that comes into the store, and especially because there are some cases of COVID where you will have the COVID without knowing all the symptoms, without actually experiencing the symptoms. So you might not even know that you have the COVID, but you're literally spreading it to everybody. And because of that, I decided to actually come up here and stay with my family up in New Hampshire, because I just didn't want to risk getting that many people sick just because of the fact that I could possibly be sick.
19. So can you tell me like what is COVID-19? What are the symptoms, prevention,
Mm-hmm.
and can you give like some suggestions to the people?
All right, so COVID-19 or coronavirus, and no, it's not related to beer at all. It's a completely different thing. But coronavirus started out at towards the end of 2019, and at first it didn't seem like that big of an issue, because at first it was just in China, and then it made its way into Italy, and then it made its way into America. At first we had 5 cases, and then I remember watching the press conference that Donald Trump did. It's going to be 0 next. Literally a week later, we had over like 1,000 cases. Right now we have, I think, 1,023,000 cases just in the U.S., which is an absurd number. Because COVID-19, the thing is, or any disease any disease that can be transferred, it grows exponentially. Because if I give it to you, you can give it to 2 people,
Yep.
and then those 3 people can give it to one person. It just goes on and on and on and
Spreading.
on. It just goes on forever. It's a never-ending and vicious cycle of just people getting it. That's literally just what's going to happen until we get the vaccine, because people are trying to just wait it out basically.
So
That's
okay,
what we're all doing.
what are the symptoms of the COVID-19?
Symptoms such as so coughing.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's coughing. There's high fever,
Yep.
which is probably one of the first actual signs of it is the fever itself, because that shortness of breath.
Nausea, vomiting.
Yeah,
That's also the
it's
symptoms
basically
nowadays,
it's
so-
basically just like it's actually like a strain of the flu. It's almost exactly like it, but it's a little bit different to the fact that it's a lot more lethal, and the fact that we don't have a vaccine for it is the most scary part. Because with the flu, we can get a vaccine and we'll be fine.
Mhm.
But with the COVID, since there's no vaccine, it's a scary time, just because if I get it, then somebody else could get it too. If I get it, everybody else is that I'm getting coming in contact with is going to get it, and I could potentially die. Which is this crazy to just wrap your head around. But the fact that you could actually die is just ridiculous, and there's not much that we can really do other than just stay home and limit the number of contacts that you come in with. Limit the
So how we get like away from this virus? You know, like we'll not exposed from this virus. How we can stop getting sick, fever? You know, like vomiting, like kind of symptoms.
If you get the symptoms, the only thing you can do is go to the hospital. There's literally that's it. That's the only thing that you should be doing, is trying to take care of it. Because the less you're out after you notice symptoms, the less you're out in public, the less people that you're getting infected, and the less you're actually spreading it.
How we can be prepared, like
How can
before affected by virus, you know?
To be prepared, I mean, there's not really much you can do,
Mm-hmm.
because people basically tried stocking up on food. Well, toilet paper. My bad. It was mostly the toilet paper. But stocking up on food isn't really gonna do much. Just because you have a ton of food here, doesn't mean that you're just gonna be okay with just staying here and just eating it and everything. You know, it's more about just limiting the number of contacts that contacts that you come in with. The number of contacts that you come in with people, because that's the literally only way to do anything about it. Because except for masks, which they do help out, but the thing is, here's the thing with masks. Some of them don't even work just because they're cheaply made.
Yeah.
And if you get
Some of the companies just sell masks to earn the money on this.
yes,
you know?
there's
So-
literally, I've seen so many businesses basically
Yep.
come up just because they're making masks, and that's it. There's so many people just trying to profit from this, rather than trying to just help people
Yep.
out. Again, but we can't be mad at that, because that's just how the world is. It's all about the money. But masks, they do help, but they're not going to prevent it entirely, just because, look, even if you have a mask on, say your hand touches it, and okay, so you got a mask on, you got the gloves on and everything. If any strain of the COVID gets on you, it can stay enclosed for, I think, about 2 weeks, or is it 2 weeks, or I think it might be a little less than that. I might be wrong, but it can literally just stay. The actual virus itself can stay and latch on the clothing on people, and it will just stay there until it eventually comes in contact with someone's face. Because as soon as you touch your face, that virus is just gonna
Exposed.
It's gonna go, and if it gets in your mouth, if it gets in your bloodstream, it's everywhere now. There's nothing you can do. You have the coronavirus.
Okay. What are you gonna tell to like people? You know, like give a suggestions about this COVID-19 coronavirus.
Stay home.